Hello, all you amazing long-hauling legends. Lucas and I have a gift for you. Whether it's a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or anything else that warms your toes by the fire, this is from both of us to all of you. The story is called An Evening with Our Friend Abraham the Golem. And if you're the type to go looking for allegory, you won't have to dig too deep to find it today. This was actually the first project that Lucas and I ever worked on together. It was effectively the proof of concept that led to the creation of the COVID is Stoopid program. It means a great deal to me that he helped bring the story to life, and it means even more that we're now able to share the story with you. Strength and health. COVID is stupid.
Guten Tag. I am Abraham. I was created in Berlin in 1941, and Rabbi Daniel believes I am unique among my kind. Forgive me. I am not so good at telling stories, and I have moved ahead to Rabbi Daniel, who will not know of me for another 60 years. Please, forgive me to begin once again. My first memory is sound of rifle that was used to murder my creator. I do not tell you his name because I never learned it. I've thought many times about that memory. Men on floor before me must have been very brave and very honorable rabbi to have done what he did. He summoned all the power of the Kabbalah to give me life, but had not the time to give me purpose. I think now surely he intended me to be protector of the Jewish people, as that is customary role of the golem. I think many times about that day, and also my lack of any action to save him. And so, my second memory is of shame and guilt that I have remained passive, only listening as the world goes on all around me. At first, for many years, I remained in same basement chamber of what I believe to have been synagogue, where I was created in time of great need. No light reached this space, and for very long time I heard nothing but noises of war and constant celebrations of hate. Always these celebrations of hate. And yet, I did nothing. Nothing but stand in dark and listen. However, the Torah teaches us that hate cannot go on forever. Eventually, hate will consume itself. And so, in time, these sounds of hate were replaced by new chorus of voices. And when they spoke, I felt connection to words they said. They spoke of peace. They spoke of forgiveness. They spoke of anguish at family they had lost, but also joy and gratitude for loved ones that remained to them. I heard their voices speak as one when they prayed. I heard the secret fears they only spoke when they believed they were alone. I heard them all, and though I did not know it yet, I was, for the first time, hearing the voices of the children of Israel. In 1989, my dark solitude came to an end. Men with large hammers discovered the door to my space while removing wall that had kept me hidden for so long. The voices of these men I did not know, but the man they summoned to take witness of my person, I knew this voice very well. This was Rabbi Hugo. He had a voice I had come to love when it spoke and miss when it was silent. I listened to this voice for a very long time and was now, for the first time, seeing him with my eyes. Today I know this was 1989 because shortly after light was brought to my space, I heard many people speak of great wall that was torn down in heart of city. This filled the people with joy, and I silently shared their joy with them. I do not know year of what came next, but I was put in wooden box and transported from Berlin to Prague, where I stood as silent sentry for Żydowski Museum w Prague. Accept again my apology. I should better say the Jewish Museum in Prague. Welcome to the Jewish Museum in Prague. The museum was founded in 1906, and with over 100,000 books and 40,000 artifacts, it houses one of the largest collections of Utica in the world. Before we begin our tour, I would like to introduce you to one of our favorite residents. This is a traditional golem from Jewish folklore. Golems are created from clay or mud and brought to life using prayer, ritual, dance, or sometimes all three. Hold for laugh. The most famous golem narrative involves Judah Law, the late 16th century rabbi of Prague. Golems are typically depicted as a protector of the Jewish people, and staff at the museum all rest easier knowing he is here watching over our collection. Now, if you'll follow me, we will begin the tour in the Robert Gutman Gallery. In this place, I heard many voices speak these same words many times. I also heard parents with their children, teachers with their students, young men with young ladies making their new love together. I also heard many grandfathers confess to me that they would have welcomed to my strength when they were young and the need was great. I heard the voices of Jewish and Gentile alike and found myself pleased at this harmony. I heard these voices and I saw them with my eyes as well. In this place, I never saw darkness, for even when the museum closed at 7 p.m., even when the good people left and the security officer locked the doors, there was light. It was during these quiet times that I began to feel. Perhaps not in the way you may feel an object or feel an emotion, but I have no better word to use than feel. Imagine closing your eyes and still being able to see light so bright it is as beacon in the darkness. That is what I felt. It was soft at first. Soft, but also strong. Every night, I would look inward and search for this welcoming beacon. It began as only one, but as time went on, I could feel more and more all around me. Some were brighter than others. Some were closer than others, but they all shine with same beautiful light of life. I realized I had felt this once before. The day I was given the gift of life, my Creator still held a book that shone as bright as any star. However, soon he and the light were taken from the room, and I was left in darkness. Please forgive me, as I must once again early speak of Rabbi Daniel, for with his help I have come to understand that these lights I feel were powerful Jewish artifacts, possessing strength and light that today very few are able to see, or feel, or understand. I too shine with light, though it is dim in comparison to the many lights I feel every night in the dusky museum Vipros. And so it went for many years. During the day, I would listen to the voices of the people, and at night, I would search for the strength and light and be comforted by its presence. But alas, the cycle could not last forever. For one evening, I was once again put into a wooden box. Again, I was in darkness. At first, I could still feel the many lights that surrounded me, but soon, even those were lost to me. I do not know how long this darkness lasted, but I do believe that I traveled from Europe to your New York City on very large boat. For a long time, my darkness moved side to side, back and forth. Sometimes very much, sometimes very little. But the movement was constant, and I understood that I was far from the dry earth of which I was made. I heard many voices during this time, voices I did not recognize, some in languages I have not ever heard before. Even the voices I understood used many words that were strange to me. But this troubled me not, nor did the darkness. I have lived in darkness before, and I have learned new words before. So I did as I have always done. I remained still and listened to the voices around me. It is hard for me to explain what happened next, as many things seemed to happen all at once. The back and forth moving stopped, and I heard many voices speaking all at once. I was not troubled, because they spoke of ropes and docks and workings of ship. However, as I listened to these voices, my mind was suddenly aware of many, many lights in the darkness, just as I had felt every night in Prague. Lights. So many lights. They were like the stars to my mind. I felt them all at one time. And then they all began to shine hot like sun until all I could see was light. And then they were gone. Not all, but many, many and more were gone. I could not feel them any longer. I concentrated as I had learned to do, and could feel only few. And these lights that remain did not shine with strength of life. There was fear in these lights that remain. I became once again aware of the voices I could hear. They too were voices of fear. The noises I could hear, the sounds of great machines crashing, of explosions so near to me, of destruction. Heard noises like this before when I was created in Berlin. I hear the sounds of war, the cries of terror, the panic in the voices. And I felt the lights that remain. The brightness had stopped as though the strength had been removed. I felt there was also still the fear. I knew then that I was being given great test from above. And this time I choose not to simply listen. This time I shall act. With strength I did not know I possessed, I pushed aside the walls of the box I was in. Then the walls of larger box. The metal folded before me like paper from book. And then I fell into the water alone. Water is no matter, just as dark is no matter. I walked in the direction of the closest lights that remained to me. I found tunnel that led from water to even more tunnels. Above me were so many voices of people in fear. They spoke of planes. They spoke of towers to disappear. They had fear and confusion. And I knew that I must make hurry to the lights I could still feel. After many steps in these tunnels, many turns, many passages, I came at last to door. And I could feel 3 lights wait for me on other side of door. Door was easy for me to remove. I climbed the stairs that led to lights, and at last found the source. I found a silver kidoscope, a prayer book, and a circle of gold attached to a chain. Instantly, all the voices of the people were silent to me, and I was aware only of these 3 lights, which seemed to welcome and cherish the light I carry within myself. I do not know how long I stood before these lights, sharing their renewed strength and life. But my next memory was a voice that was new to me, but spoke old words that filled me with peace and promise. I heard his voice first, and next I looked at him with my eyes. This man is Rabbi Daniel, and I felt I already knew that his heart was good. He and I spoke of many things on that day, and also the many days to follow. He told me he had already introduced me as an honored guest to those who come to pray with him. He did not wish to call me simply as Golem, and therefore he named me as Abraham. From Rabbi Daniel, I have learned that this is again time of great need, and together we have concluded that I was not given life without purpose. No, my purpose is to be here on this very day. He tells me I am unique among my kind, in that I have been given not only the gift of life, but the gift of choice. And so, I now choose to use my life to protect those in need, to honor the Creator of all life, and to preserve all remaining lights in the darkness. May they shine with strength and life for all the children of Israel to discover and behold.